What is going on? I'm Zedmon. Today we are on the Team Oz account, and the reason for that is because today is the wonderful, wonderful day that is the Mega Crab, Beastly Mega Crab, which means we've got no boosts, no bonuses. It's just you versus the Mega Crab. And so what we're going to do is we're going to boost up all the statues on the HQ18 account, trying to continue this low-level account. Now, the reason for the low-level account is just because you've got to do things a little bit differently. The high-level accounts can just drop tanks, drop Bullit, and just go eat pizza. We, on the lower end, cannot do that because, A, we don't have Bullit, and troops are just low level. So, first of all, we're going to go through my low-level troops. We've got level 12 riflemen. We've got level 18 heavies, not too low. Level 18 Zookas, also not so bad. Level 11 warriors, that's pretty bad. Even worse, level 3 tanks, level 2 medics, and level 1 grenadiers. So, level 1 scorchers, fairly, look at this big gap right here in the middle. Then down the bottom, mines obviously aren't going to help us. Neither are boom mines. But at least we've got maxed artillery and maxed barrage for our HQ level, which is HQ level 18, by the way. So if you're wondering why this is not a live stream, no time for it today. I'm going to probably have to pause this video a few times. I would love to have done a live stream, just not an option. Yesterday, the Mega Crab came just about 11 hours ago for me, and I was asleep. So 5 a.m. bike rides, not a good combo with 11 p.m. crab arrivals. So my apologies. Life took priority on this one, but maybe next month. We'll see. It's just getting darker and darker. We're into fall here. I think we're 3 days into fall, something along those lines. So the weather has turned. It's dark and grumpy and cold and yuck. The sun doesn't rise till after 7 a.m. these days, so let's get into this. Not that you care. Let's have a look. Now, Everspark. Everspark is the hero of choice. If you are XP 37 or higher, you should have the universal remote. Only need level 1. That's all that matters. Let's get into it, and we're just going to see how far we can push this thing. Now, the fact that I'm just going to use all of my gunboat energy on the core. If it doesn't blow up, not a big deal. We can just drop our troops. As long as you don't have tanks or scorchers loaded. Let's turn on the Do Not Disturb because my watch just beeped at me. Never mind, it's telling me it's time to stand up. Sorry, we're going to do this from a seated position today. So, Mega Crab, always done best from a seated or lying position. So, we're going to do this today. Lots and lots of GBE because the statues are all boosted, and that is all the boost we get for this Mega Crab. The first 10 or so stages tend to be pretty boring. If you are even lower level, like if you are like HQ level 8 or something like that, I'm going to put a card on the screen right now. Go watch that video. You will not use all 40 of your attacks. You need to use them fairly smart. That means retreating. That means using only gunboat energy attacks. Don't waste your time and your troops unless you have instant training, that is, of course. If you don't have instant training, don't worry about all 40 attacks. Just use those attacks to get resources, to get upgrades. So we've already run into the fact where I have no gunboat energy. So we're going to drop our troops helter-skelter and get some extra GBE and hope that we can take this down, because it would be fairly embarrassing to fail on stage number 4. If it happens, it happens. But let's get some critters released. Releasing those critters gives us gunboat energy. It also does damage to the core. As you can see there, I had way too many barrages and not enough artilleries. So down goes stage 4. We almost failed it somehow, some way. I don't know. So for the early stages, I probably should have brick loaded so we can do core hits. Once we get into about stage, let's do that. And then once we get into about stage 15 or so, we'll switch back to Everspark. Everspark, so useful. We'll get to that in a second. But for now, let's just keep doing the barrage thing. Only 3 or 4 barrages. Last time I did 5 or 6 and just wasted all of my gunboat energy. And now we're back to that same sort of thing where we have to drop our troops and hope that we can get all of this down. Now, obviously, those cryo bombs on the right-hand side are very, very dangerous for low levels because they will make all of your Zukas magically disappear. So, also, when you're near the core, make sure those things will explode. So, be very, very wary of cryo bombs because they will melt all of your troops. Sadly, the fact there's cryo bombs means there's probably not going to be any of the fun things that are, what's the word I'm looking for? Speed serums. I love speed serum, but it looks like there's not going to be any speed serum on this Mega Crab. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's ever been an instance where we have speed serum and the cryo bombs on the same Mega Crab, except for when you get them as special abilities. So, realistically, that mine is hopefully going to be very, very low level, so we can just walk up there and blow up the core, get some extra GBE in the process. Don't need to shock anything because there's no rocket launchers or shock launchers or anything like that quite yet. And down goes the core. So, we're just going to fly through these as best we can. I'm going to try and throw out some tidbits for those of you who might be new subscribers, new viewers. By the way, don't hesitate to subscribe. I am doing Boom Beach videos once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times a week. It all depends on the week. Life has gotten in the way a whole heck of a lot of late, but we shall see. Now, I do focus on Boom Beach. I have thrown other games into the mix in the past, depending on which games I'm playing. Currently, I'm spending some time in Rush Wars and enjoying it. It's only available in Canada, obviously. I think Canada, New Zealand, something like that. So, not a worldwide release, and not super favored by all. I'm enjoying it. That doesn't mean that anyone else is going to enjoy it, but to each their own. Let's keep moving forward on the Boom Beach front, though. Using brick and battle orders, the fact that those mortars are fairly low level, obviously helping. I have tons and tons of GBE here, so we're just going to throw the rest of it on to the core, headquarters, whatever it's called in Mega Crab. What is it called? Headquarters? No. Core? Let's have a look. I don't think it's a power core. That's just on operations. I forget all the terminology. Boom Beach has done a great job of naming a bunch of its buildings like these things. The ominous hatch. And there's like the pipe things somewhere. What are these things called? Crystal solution. The mega core. Okay, I probably should have known that. Nonetheless, let's keep moving. We're going to get all of our troops into here. Going to throw a barrage on top of all these boom mines just in the hopes that we don't lose brick in the process. Cryo bombs, as you saw there, very, very, very good way to clear mines. Probably the best way to clear mines. The only way it's better is when we have the ability to use it as a extra gunboat ability where you can throw it wherever the heck you want. That is one of the best, if not the best, special extra gunboat abilities. Actually, it's more like third, but the Tiny Shock and the, what is that called? Tiny Shock and Remote Hack are probably the top two, but the other is not far off. Cryo Bomb, so useful, especially on operation attacks. Please, if you're not in a task force, join a task force. Every person playing Boom Beach needs to be in a task force. It's social, it's free rewards, it's challenging, it's fun. Please join a task force. And if you need somewhere to find a task force, please do check the description below. This account is in Junior 9, which is currently full, but we've got lower level task force, higher level task forces, everything in between. And I gotta say, our leadership group is the best in all of Boom Beach. I hope every task force says that. If you're in a task force and you're like, man, people in my task force don't attack, or they use stupid troops, or I'm the best player in my task force, and don't be the best player in your task force. Don't be in a task force where you get frustrated by people. I mean, playing games on the internet should be fun. So please, join a task force, whether it's ours or someone else's, that challenges you and is fun and has people playing like you. Don't be that person who joins the task force and then stays there and regrets it for years and years. Task force play should be fun forever, essentially. So, enough rant over. Let's keep going. Slowly burning through the stages. The beautiful thing about Mega Crab is that it's just free resources. And one of the things you need to stay on top of that I am terrible at is spending those resources. Let's get in here and make sure that we have got, so we're going to boost our medic healing. That might be useful later on with our level 2 medics. We're also going to boost the medkit energy cost reduction. Medkits, I overuse medkits, so boosting that is not a bad thing. Our gold is basically full, so we're going to spend a whole bunch of that. Don't overspend. There's nothing worse than having no gold for troops, so I probably overspent a little bit there. I like to keep a 2 to 3 million gold cushion. Gold is we get so much gold during this whole mega crab. So, we got our first rocket launcher there. We're going to pop that cryo bomb to clear some mines. We're also going to pop in here. I have not checked the health on this at all, so we're just going to walk in and hope to hit the core and melt it. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not, but I have a feeling that we should be okay, just because we're only on stage 10. And if not, failures are good entertainment. And that took me a long time to realize. For years, I would not upload any failures, and then finally realized that people actually learn a heck of a lot by failures. So we're going to get this completely unfiltered, completely unedited. I might have to edit a little bit depending. I am doing this in the middle of 8 other things, expecting a conference call and a phone call at some point, which is why we are not live currently. So I might have to pause and edit out certain personal information depending on how long this stream goes. But for now, we're just going to burn through this core. Hopefully, we will find out very quickly. We're going to do 1 shock, 2 shocks, 3 shocks, 4 shocks, and then just medkits right on top. Not caring. Look at all these cheap medkits. We just threw like 12 medkits, I want to say. Burning through that core, no big deal. Burning through those 4 shields. The shields don't tend to be anything substantial until level 15 or so. Level 18 is typically the first hard base. Let's see what we're after. We're after stage 20 Iron Crab Trophy. Clearly, I did not play this crab last time. No. Let's see here. Will that clear those? Not quite. Sometimes cryo bombs can be a bit useless. Sometimes they can be pretty good. So we're going to go like so. I'm going to clear these mines in here. Probably could do it with that cryo bomb. Didn't check the ranges. But I'm going to save that cryo bomb in the hopes that we can use it to get the rocket launcher and or the shock launcher. Don't really know. We're also going to use this cryo bomb to slow down those sniper towers because I really don't want to smoke the shore. Hopefully lose a few less Zukas as a result. See, there we go. Doing okay there. Use the cryo bombs to your advantage at every possible option, because cryo bombs can just be so good. And as long as you have the delay, please tell me you know what the delay is. If not, hit me up in the comments. The cryo bomb can be super useful. We'll show you that here in a second. We're going to pop this. I'm going to shock 1, 2, 3, and now watch this. Hopefully that, see that shock launcher? It has not fired. I forgot to flare the core, so now we're going to shock it, and it still hasn't fired yet. So very useful. Cryo bomb giving us like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds on that shock launcher before it fired. So very useful. Just make sure you flare the core, because I totally forgot there. No casualties. Let's go. Stage 12. Let's have a quick scout, because it's probably going to have a shield. Yes, it does, but it's only got about 800,000 health, so we should be able to burn through that. We're going to walk through on the right-hand side. Don't need to clear any mines even, but we are going to pop that cryo bomb anyways, just to help us walk along this side. Otherwise, that sniper tower would probably get 3, 4, 5 Zukas. We're going to throw our smoke right about there, and then we're going to walk right to about there. I really do like to throw my my flares right on the edges. That way you know your Zukas are going to walk in a reasonable pattern. And then also throwing your smokes with the tertiary, I always forget what that word is, the second to last smoke first. That way if your Zukas spread back where they came from, they will still be underneath the smoke. We're going to shock right about there and right about there. And I think that's all we need. Any rocket launchers nearby? Nope. Should be able to melt this core. We're going to throw one more shock on there, one more shock on there, and one more battle order. So much gunboat energy this time. And if you're wondering what my statues are, I'll show you in just 2 seconds. Let's throw some med kits just to heal those ladies up. Now, any of those people who play in the Angry family have got to be liking these tribes. You can throw like 27 medkits on the core. So my statues are 5 gunboat energy, 3 troop damage, and 1 power stone chance. Power stone chance I probably should get rid of just because with the Mega Crab coming every month, you don't really need power stone's chance, but I'm too lazy to change statues at this point. I should have also checked the health on this core, but we haven't done that yet, so I guess all we can do is go for a walk and see how it goes. I also did not check the health on any of these mines. By the way, a cryo bomb popping does not lose the delay for you, so you can pop those in advance. Don't have to worry about that whatsoever. Now, these critters at the front will lose us to the delay probably, and they'd also go blow up that cryo bomb. So I am not going to be using these shore critters, hopefully. Very, very close there. Was a little bit worried my Zukas were going to pop that as I was waiting for them. Got a little bit lucky though. We're going to walk over into here. I don't even know where I'm going at this point. That mortar is going to be a bit of a problem. So maybe we could like flash kill the mortar. I really, really don't have a plan here. So we got a whole bunch of rockets that are going to shoot us in the face. We've also got this mortar here, which is going to shoot us in the face. Let's drop a battle orders and go like this, shocking the rockets and the machine guns, and then just clearing a nice little hole in here. And then we're going to back away from the rocket launchers before they turn and shoot us in the face. Probably should clear some of these mines over here. And then, we should be good at this point. I'm going to keep shocking these rockets. I don't know if they're actually going to range us, but we have a free snipe with 1 shock, and we've got all sorts of shocks left. So we got 2 more shocks we could have used. That is a free snipe. If you've never used a free snipe, please work on your... For low levels especially, you need your troops to be able to just sit there for a couple days and clear some stuff. So... there goes stage 13. We are now at the 17-minute mark. I'm going to try to go for a full hour. We'll see, depending on how life goes. I think I should be able to get to there. I also think I should have scouted this first. Let's go like this. Clearing some mines. Now, I'm going to use a barrage right in here because we can pick up all sorts of GBE by doing so. Trying to get as much GBE as we possibly can by using those barrages. Let's get one more artillery out here. And I think I'm going to need to get rid of some more mines. Yeah, right in here. I'm going to need a spot for my troops to stand. So we're going to go right about there. And let's... Oh, we've got a rocket launcher at shore. So our first time where we have to smoke the shore, I like to smoke the left smoke first. That way you have a spot, you have an idea of how big your right smoke needs to be or where it needs to be placed. And there she goes. So now we're going to walk. Some of them are going to walk on the outside of that ominous hatch. Some are going to walk on the left. Still doing fairly okay. That rocket launcher behind us has not quite yet fired. Still have the delay on all of the stuff up here. And then we're going to walk right into here with 2 more smokes. Hopefully keeping the delay so that nothing will be shooting us as soon as we get there. Have not scouted yet. Probably should throw one of those cheap med kits. We're going to shock here and here and here and here, I guess, medkits. Not pretty. Generally speaking, you should probably try to scout before attacking, just so that you're not shocking willy-nilly like I just did. But no shields at least, so that made things a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to try my first pause here right about now. I'll be back in just 1 second. And we are back from the pause. Don't know if that worked. If that didn't work, we'll have to wait and find out for the final product. Hopefully I'm not on pause right now. The way I record just added a new pause feature, and I have only used it a couple times, so hopefully I'm not paused. Knowing me, I forgot to check the shield. Things wonky. Let's go. Gonna clear all the mines we can for starters. Now, hopefully there's a beach over here. Yes, there is. So, coming up the left-hand side would involve a bit further walk. We've just lost the delay thanks to all these critters being released. At least they're picking up a little bit of extra GBE for us, but chances, you know what? Let's throw a shock right here, because maybe, just maybe, we can keep those critters rocking and rolling, trying to get those shields down a little bit. And by shocking the shock launchers, maybe, just maybe, we can get through all those shields. I don't think that's likely to happen, but we've got 207 GBE, so it's not a terrible, terrible idea. So we'll find out here just a second from now. Actually, you know what? Let's see if we can't barrage that shock launcher out of existence, because that itself... There we go. So maybe, just maybe, we're going to clear all these shields by me accidentally popping that cryo bomb back there. Look at that. Planned just absolutely perfectly. So all the shields gone, lots of GBE left, and here we go. We can just walk up and knock it over. Now this shore on the right-hand side is an ugly, ugly shore. It requires 3 smokes, and your troops drop all ugly and wide, and it's just not good. I try to avoid this shore at all costs when possible. It's just like NPCs. Some of those NPCs have that weird shore. I don't know why that is the case, but some of them do have that weird shore where you have to use 3 smokes, and it's just not fun to attack. I mean, it's a nice little change, but it's just very, very strange. It doesn't occur in operation attacks or anything like that. We're going to try to walk our troops out there. Now, the problem is we're walking on something that's not a 45-degree angle. Always walk your troops on 45-degree angles, whether that be 90, 180, or 270, or whatever the heck it might be. I'm just basically just throwing out snowboarding terms at this point. Let's go. I've actually flared the core. That's good. Should go down very, very quickly. All of those critters clearing those shields saved us so much work. I have no idea how much health those shields had, but not having shields is less health. There's your math tip of the day. Let's go. Stage 16, getting close to that first tough stage. Have not had our first fail yet, so you know it is coming. It's gonna be here soon. This base looks fairly straightforward. All we need to do is set up a free snipe behind the core. We're gonna wrap all the way around behind this core, or try to. Probably going to lose all sorts of Zookas to a hidden mine that I haven't cleared or something ridiculous like that. But our barrage worked out pretty well so far. I'm going to throw an artillery over there too, because you can simply not fit 96 Zookas or whatever I have behind there. So let's go like this. I'm going to drop 1 boat of Zookas over here in the hopes that they clear all of those critters out. I probably should pop this before dropping more critters or more Zookas, and then we'll just drop all of our troops over here. Hopefully those critters are going to get all of that stuff down, picking up a little bit of extra GBE. Now this long flare is not a great idea, because obviously Brick walks a fair bit faster than Zookas. Thankfully, it's not super long walk, but you should probably throw a Granny Flare in there for good measure. Granny Flare, the official term of a short middle ground flare that keeps your troops alive. Probably going to want to throw a smoke right about there as well. Yep. Almost lost a lot of troops to that last machine gun. We're going to shock in there and in there, and hopefully just set up a free snipe. I mean, I don't know if it's actually going to be a free snipe, because we've got this mortar back here, but yeah, probably should have just flared the core, to be honest. But stage 16, down. Yay. Okay, so there we go, stage 16 down. See, this is the beauty of doing live streams. If we were doing live streams, you guys could be asking questions, throwing out things, and it would keep me from having to yammer quite so much. But I know that I get a lot of flack from people when I spend too much time scouting and they don't realize that it's not a live stream, so we're just going to try and fly through these stages as fast as I can without scouting too much and without changing troops too often. We'll see. At some point I'm going to fail, and then we're going to have to change our strategies up a little bit because HQ18 just can't keep soloing everything. We're going to probably fail. I'm going to guess we're going to fail twice before stage 21 even. We'll find out very soon. This is a perfect example of a free snipe, though. This is exactly the perfect stage to free snipe. There's probably a decent sized shield. There's a rocket launcher. There's some mortars. There's a machine gun on the far side. Free snipe the heck out of this base. Please. You will do yourself huge favors by trying to free snipe bases like this. All we're going to do is just clear all of the buildings around us. Just a reminder that Zookas attack the most damaged buildings that are in their range first. We're going to back up just in case that machine gun is in range. Probably isn't. And then burn through this shield. Seems like a fairly substantial shield. We've been burning it for a little bit now. Not overly huge, though. That rocket launcher, we're probably just on its edge of its range, so probably should have scouted a little bit better than that. But let's heal up those Zookas that don't need healing, and another perfect victory on stage 17! There's a puppy dog in the street that hears me talking. It's stopping and staring at my house. A little bit woo strange. You guys can't see that, obviously. It's there, though. Trust me. Let's go. Shield 439 can burn that, but it's going to be a bit tricky for sure. If we can get in behind here and burn all of this stuff, then we can do it with only one shock on the right-hand side. So that's what I'm probably going to aim towards doing. Now, my concern is that we're going to lose the delay on all of this stuff in a second. As soon as this cryo bomb pops, we'll see. Okay, only one cryo bomb popped. That's good. We're going to clear this mine in here and these mines in here. And then we should be able to just stroll back there. Now, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it yet, but please drop your hero late. You can do long javelin flares. If you've never heard the term javelin flares, please do yourself a favor and look up Mr. Savage Warrior, old school boom beacher. I think he coined that phrase. If he didn't, he has some great videos on how to do it. Javelin flares work in... Look how skinny those ladies are walking. They're walking in a perfect 45-degree angle, hugging up against the wall, and good things are happening. So use javelin flares. You will not regret it. I promise. Then we're going to walk over into there. Probably going to walk around that sniper tower. Yes, they are. And then we can get right into there and still have the delay. Nothing has looked at us. Nothing even knows we're around. And now we just need 1 shock, 2 shocks, 3 shocks, I think. Oh, did not get the mortar. That is not a good thing at all. So let's hopefully get that flamethrower down here in a second, and then I need to move back into here and hopefully get that mortar down before it ruins my face. Uh-oh. Fail coming up here, folks. Can you smell the fail is cooking? See, we're not in a true free snipe here because obviously we're getting hit by the sniper towers that are all around us, so we are about to lose. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop this cryo bomb in the hopes that it pops all of the mines. Oh, it didn't even blow. That's the problem with cryo bombs, is I should have... That's almost a bug in my mind. Let's have a look here. Stage 8... Hey, I called that when we first started, did I not? Stage 18, our first failure. Stage 18 typically is where things start to get a little bit rough. I definitely should have done better than that. That cryo bomb now has 1 health, thanks to our past... I think it actually damaged... Maybe? Let's get one more artillery out, because we should get a whole bunch of GBE back from that, or at least we should get 12 anyways. There we go. Now, if you want to get super greedy, you can go like this and drop 1 boat of Zookas. 1 or 2 boats of Zookas outranges flamethrowers when they're going straight on only. Only when going straight on at an angle, you'll get all sorts of weird, wonky results. So try to keep it straight on and you will not have any problems picking up all sorts of free GBE. We're going to do the exact same walk as we did last time. And I'm actually going to drop brick late. That yellow line there is a great indicator of where you should drop brick on your operation attacks and on your crab. Once all of your troops have passed that yellow line, it's usually a good time to drop brick. Don't have to have perfect smokes when you're walking near things like sniper towers and boom cannons, but once you get into that range of that rocket launcher, I suggest you not have any gaps because you will lose all sorts of troops and bad things will happen. Brick, battle orders, only need one shock at this point. Only need one shock. One required shock, I should say. Obviously, we can shock this sniper tower if we want to get super. Doesn't matter. Just shock this rocket launcher and this mortar, and good things will happen. Okay, stage 18 down. We are now at the 30-minute mark. 18 stages in 30 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. Means you should be able to get up there. Obviously, I mean, that was 19 attacks for 18 stages. Once you get into the later stages, it tends to be more like 2, 3, 4 attacks. Just a reminder, you only need 2 attacks per stage after 30 or so to get your diamond statue. Aim for 2 hits. Highest person almost has the diamond statue already. The chicken up there at stage 33. We're going to pass the chicken? Come on, man. Where am I at here? We are at stage 18. Are we on the leaderboard? Yes. Surreal. I know that's Surreal. That person is on Discord. What's going on? Surreal. Shout out to them. Who else do we recognize? Hal. No, that's not our same Hal, I don't think. So, anyways, I love, Poma, level 51. I like to see the low-level players up there on the leaderboards. Obviously, I'm a 46. No one else above is low. 54 is not bad at all. 49, look at that Chinese squiggle name sitting at number 3 with a level 49. Well done, Squiggles. Let's keep pushing. Let's see if we can get as far as the chicken did. It's tough, though. It's tough. The high level's just, it's a whole different game. There we go. Let's go like this. I'm hoping that we can get rid of that shock launcher before it fires. Probably not going to happen, though. Why I'm doing this is because it tends to be better to try to get that free GBE. Use an extra shock if you have to, just because on your next attack, that cryo bomb is not going to be there. So, using your gunboat energy to clear the shore tends to make your attacks far better. Because otherwise, if you fail on a stage, you have to use extra GBE, extra smoke, all that sort of stuff. So, ideally, you set up your bases so that if you fail, the next attack is not going to be a ridiculously hard attack. I should have done a granny flare. I'm going to end up having to use probably 2 flares as a result. Let's clear that cryo bomb. Yeah, we're going to stop right about here. Otherwise, Brick's just going to get way too far ahead and bad things are going to happen. So we're going to keep going, walking into that back corner. And thankfully, we still have a little bit of extra gunboat energy. We only have that 1 mortar nearby. So I think we can probably get by with only 1 shock on that back shock launcher. Maybe. That machine gun almost ranges us. So as our troops move forward, we're going to have to use another shock. But for right now, we only have to use that 1. Why I'm not flaring the core, I don't really know. I'd really like it if we could get rid of that shock in that machine gun right now. Come on. Oh, I'm going to be short. I need to get that next shock out. Thankfully, the shock launcher not doing full damage. I don't have enough gunboat energy to do anything at this point, so all I can really do is throw this medkit in the hopes that our troops keep firing away. See, now that we've cleared this shore over here, the next attack can take this down. On the low levels, generally speaking, when there's shields and rocket launchers and shock launchers and stuff, probably should go for a 2-hit. I also should have walked up into this back corner back here, and that way we could have cleared the shock launcher and had a free snipe with no shock launcher. So, mistake on my part, but also a good thing on my part. My audio's let me know if that audio is on my end or on your end right now, please, in the comments. If you get weird, wonky audio at that point, please do let me know. Not my voice, but the actual background game audio. Sometimes the background game audio in my ear sounds absolutely terrible. I don't know if that comes through on your end or not, though. Right now, it sounds like my cable's loose, which doesn't make sense because it's a digital cable and I'm getting video as well, so weird and wonky stuff. Trying to place those smokes well. So far, so good. Now we're actually going to walk over in behind the core. Now, if you've never done this walk before, you can quite easily walk along the north side of that core. There doesn't appear to be a gap there, but there is a gap. You can make that walk. I kind of assume everyone knows that, but figured I'd throw that out there just in case. Now we're going to walk all the way back to here, along the back side of that core, and we're going to go 1, 2 into there, and hopefully get rid of all of this stuff on our next attack and have a nice little free snipe. We're also going to shock a little bit early before our Zookas spread back out, and hopefully Brick's going to give us some battle orders so we can clear all of this stuff with only 1 round of shocks needed. Might as well throw 1 more shock just to be on the safe side. Didn't need it, but there we go. That should be free snipey enough. Mortar did turn, but it's not going to be able to get very many of our troops. I think some of our Zookas actually walked down underneath that core, it looks like. Let's get 1 more shock. And down goes stage 19 in 2 hits. Yeah, a little bit strange here. A little bit strange. My audio in the background's a little bit wonky. I almost feel like I should pause, but I'm not going to go quite that far yet. We have a new trophy. Let's see. I think we just lost wherever my old trophy was. Slowly upgrading the trophies 1 at a time. Every year trying to get something a little bit better than the last. This is not going to clear all the mines. There's a lot of stuff happening here. So this shield, I probably can't do 1.3 million damage in one go. So we probably should try to clean this up a little bit, but it's a tough call. I don't know what the best answer here is, to be completely honest. So, Mortar, not going to range our troops. Let's just try to solo it, I suppose? No, there's too many shocks. We got 1 shock, 2 shocks, 3 shocks, like 12 shocks. So, what I'm going to do here is just try to simplify things a little bit. Not an ideal situation, but let's get rid of this mortar here. Hopefully they'll get in there, clear that mortar. Looks like they're not actually going to. But we should be able to walk out of the mortar's range, I believe. You can see the water there, where the water's lapping up on the shore there. Our Zookas will walk along that water line, which means that they should be okay for getting to where we need to go. And I'm just going to walk straight up. Uh-oh, rocket launchers on the right side. Did not think they would range at all. Poor planning, poor execution on my part. So this setup attack might be the worst possible setup attack, especially if that mine takes out a whole bunch more of our troops. OMG, this is not going well. There's nothing worse than when a setup attack completely fails. Hopefully we can avoid that happening right about now. There's still a lot of work here to do. So I'm going to flare this shield. By the way, Zookas, when I talked about they attack most damaged, they only do that when it comes to buildings. They don't actually automatically target shield gens, so you need to flare shield gens. Completely need to flare shield gens. Okay, we got the shields down. That is good. Let's clear some mines over in here. Oh, I'm going to try to save that cryo bomb for a little bit later on, just because otherwise, you know what, let's do it. Let's pop it now. I'm hoping that one of my first bombs hits the cryo bomb. Otherwise, there we go. So the barrage kept the attack going. Whew, okay, so now we've got the shields down, so that attack was not a complete failure. Now, Okay, so we're going to walk from left to right. That mine is level 21, so it would ruin all of my Zookas. Level 21 mines against level 18 Zookas is not a fair fight. So we're going to go from right to left. We're going to lose a couple to that boom cannon. Not a huge concern, though. And then we're going to drop our smoke right about there, because our troops are going to walk up and towards that mortar, hoping to keep all of our troops alive. Again, dropping brick a little bit late. That smoke keeping the smoke gaps, mortars just keep retargeting. Not a huge concern there. So keep walking, trying our best to keep our Zookas alive and to keep the delay. I don't know which way all of those rocket launchers were facing, but I kind of assume that we've lost the delay with all of those left-hand side rocket launchers. Just because I think we were probably right on the edge of their ranges. Come on, Zookas. And now we're going to walk right to about here. 1 and 2 smokes to get into position. This is going to be a little bit hairy for sure. So we only have 3 shocks. We only have 2 shocks. Oh, no. Okay, so we're going to shock like this and like this. Gonna have to shock the machine guns and just lots and lots and lots of med kits. It's gonna be so close. Come on! Look at that! That... ugh. Just ugly, ugly, ugly. Let's see how much health we had here. My med kits were a bit late, or we probably would have got that down. 1943. That's a probably, I think that's a plane game, I think. I think I always played that on like the arcade style where you throw the quarters in and just press the button to make your plane dive bomb, I think. I don't know if 43 is the right year for that, but let's keep going. Keep going. Stage 21, another shield base. So what we're going to do here is something a little bit differently, because otherwise this shock launcher is going to completely ruin our lives. So we're going to bring in Everspark here, and we're going to try some magical magic. Thankfully, we scouted, because otherwise would have not switched heroes. Need to clear all of these mines, but I also need to make sure that this shock launcher is the most damaged building in the neighborhood. So based on the health bar, it is the most damaged. That's good. Throwing our... there's so many mines back here is the problem. So this rocket launcher is now probably going to be the most damaged, which is going to be a problem. That mine also needs to go. So many mines. So I definitely need to throw... I think, based on the health bars, that shock launcher is the most damaged. That will become important in about 10-15 seconds. Shock launcher, don't turn. Oh, I didn't even need to clear that cryo bomb. That's a little bit unfortunate. I thought that the cryo bomb would help our Zookas, but it turns out not needed. We're going to walk right into there. Again, dropping our hero a little bit late. Shock launcher did turn, so that actually did help us a little bit. Now, Everspark's range being 10.5 tiles being very, very critical here. If I've miscalculated where that flare is, we're going to have a bad time. We're going to click the button. Hopefully she targets that shock launcher back there. Yes, she did. That's great. 1 shock, 2 shocks. There we go. Getting rid of that shock launcher just like that. Come on, get rid of the machine gun next. There we go. And then we're going to move back into here, away from all of the stuff that's shooting us in the face. Hopefully critters helping us in the meantime. So many things going on here at the same time. I think we're in good shape now. We're going to hit the hack button and hopefully get rid of that sniper tower as the critters keeping our troops alive. I think we should be good here. We've got slow single shot defenses shooting us, but that is not a huge deal because we've got critters out front of us. So pretty happy with that attack. Using Everspark to get a shield on this side and also to get rid of that shock launcher, which would have been a bad thing to have shooting us. So Sage 21 solo in the bank. Everspark with the hack. Now, once we get into a bit higher levels, we're going to have to use Everspark a little bit differently. But for now, I'm pretty happy with that attack. So stage 21, that is definitely a highlight for me. Now let me know in the comments below which stages you liked best, which stages you didn't like, all of that sort of fun stuff. Speaking of doing things a little bit differently, I think it's about time. So, 24,000 damage to a high level might seem like no big deal, but for low levels, that's quite a bit of damage. So what we're going to have to do here is do some little bit different things here. We're going to try our best to solo this in a different sort of fashion. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop Everspark like this, press the hack button, and then click on that rocket launcher, and we're going to see if we can't hack that rocket launcher. Actually, I know we can hack that rocket launcher. It's just what we're going to do next here in a second. I'm going to throw my smoke angled to walk a little bit north. Everspark is going to get hit by that flamethrower. Not a huge deal. And then we're going to go forward and try and get this rocket launcher as well. And by doing that, we should be able to get in behind core and set up a whole different style of free snipe in there. See, just like that. So we're going to clear all of these mines along this right-hand wall, hoping that we can get all of the mines, that is. And then we're going to get rid of this mine and this mine. Now, the problem is I got to keep barraging and artillerying things, which is costing us all sorts of GBE. I always screw up getting the cryo bombs. You should be able to get 2 cryo bombs with 1 artillery. I always miss. If you have a tip for that, oh no, look at this. We still need to keep going. Okay, so costing myself GBE in the process, but there we go. Now, because we don't have Everspark, we don't really need to do a right-hand side flare because our troops, we only have Zookas, obviously, and so they're all going to walk the same speed, but I just like to get all of my troops walking at the same sort of time. Don't need to use the flares to double themselves back on one another, and we can still gap smoke a little bit because I don't think the rocket launchers will reach us. But we're going to find out in just 1 second. Now, don't let your troops stop walking, otherwise you'll lose all of them to those mines. We're going to come back into here. Now, the problem here is that that rocket launcher is the most damaged building, which is going to be a problem. We do not want our troops to target that rocket launcher. We want them to target the machine gun and or the shock launcher. Not ideal under any stretch of the imagination, but we should be able to get all of our shocks out and keep our troops clearing. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, though. There we go. Now we need to get a shock over into here to get rid of that boom cannon. And then hopefully, maybe, we're going to pull off a ridiculously great solo. It looks like it's going to happen. I think we've got a free snipe here. This boom cannon here is going to take out a few troops, but not all that many. Some of the Zookas going to get a little bit extra GBE there. Aiming for that flamethrower, not super helpful. But look at that. Stage 22 solo, Everspark playing a huge factor in that. So knowing how to use Everspark is so incredibly important. Back-to-back, fairly impressive solos, I think. Again, let me know which stage is your favorite in the comments below. I gotta say, this one trumped the last one. The last one was pretty good, but Everspark... Oops, I just shocked my own. I'm like, why is the base not going down? There's nothing worse than when you do that, and then the timer runs out. Shouldn't have a problem here, but stage 22 going down, big smile. That's the thing. I don't often have that big, where you do operation attacks and your heart starts racing. I don't have that very often anymore, but on attacks like this, I'd still get the big smile. And when you're playing a game that is essentially free and you can get those range of emotions, that is what Boom Beach is to me. The fact that we have flares and we can move our troops with skill and precision definitely elevates it above other games for me. So now we've got a big shield. We're talking about 2.4 million health. That is more than my troops can handle. We also have this shock launcher back here, rocket launchers. This is going to be a tough base. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to try and do all sorts of good stuff here. we're going to try to do all sorts of good stuff is the key word there. So we're going to clear this cryo bomb in here. We're going to clear this cryo bomb in here. We're going to mark this shock launcher over here. Marking is also super important. We're going to bring one boat of Zookas up into here and hopefully get this rocket launcher down before it shoots us in the face. That's going to help us on all of our future attacks. That's why I like to do things like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to walk all of our troops back into somewhere like about here, I think is probably a reasonable spot. Picked up a little bit of bonus GBE at the shore there. Did not plan on that. Now, the fact that that shock launcher is the most damaged defense, again, so critical. Make sure you do check the health bars. Health bars are your friend. You can also do math on things like operation attacks. It is the most damaged by percentage. That's all you need to know. We're going to click the hack button. As you can see there, she is going to hack that shock launcher right in there. And hopefully we can get back into here. I have shocked too many things, and this attack is going terribly. Terribly. Those flamethrowers were supposed to target that shock launcher, and I just did not do a very good job of it. So don't shock the things that you want to attack your defensive building, because you will have a bad time. I'm trying to do a setup attack here, but just not doing a great job of it. So we're going to go one smoke into there. I think maybe we can get in there with one smoke. Oh man, that is a tiny gap. Should not have hacked anything at this point. That hack is going to do absolutely nothing for us. I talked about checking your health bars, not doing me any good at all. Zookas, let's mark this rocket launcher on the far side in the hopes that maybe we can hack that in a second. This is not... Stage 23 went from well-planned to terrible, just like that. So, as soon as this rocket launcher is down, hopefully our Zookas are going to get rid of that. We'll find out very soon. This is turning into an attack that's going to cost me 3 attacks. I can almost guarantee it, but we'll find out here very soon. We're going to throw a barrage into all of this because it should be able to pick us up some free GBE. Just like that. Come on. Just like that. So, always on the lookout for free GBE. Operation attacks, PvP, crab, all of the things. Please look for free GBE because you will benefit from GBE. That's why I run lots and lots of GBE statues. On my main account, I have 7 of them. On this account, I have 5. Generally speaking, GBE on crab, not super useful, but if you're a low level, extra GBE is definitely going to be your friend. Zuka's taken a long time to get skinny here. Need them to get nice and skinny on their walk just to make sure that we get back there past all of these mines. Don't let them stop walking or they will start to spread out into that smoke and you don't want... Oh no! See, told you this was starting to become 3. So what I'm going to do here is as soon as that rocket launcher right there is gone, I'm going to throw the hack. As soon as that first one is gone, we're going to throw a hack. There we go. So that should get us a little bit of extra breathing room. Just need... Yeah, we need troops to target this right here. We're going to throw all of our extra GBE on to that right there. I think I ran into a mine somewhere back there. I just watched all of my troops go poof, and it was not a pretty sight. So, we're going to bring Brick. I'm sick and tired of Everspark. Trying to get too fancy. Let's get into stage 23 and see if we can't get this down, because this has gotten to the point where rather than trying to hack things, just use your gunboat energy. As you see there, I just cleared that in no time flat. Should be able to get this down with 2 shocks. All of a sudden, remember how I talked about that range of emotions? We are now at the low. I gotta say, probably the lowest you can get in Boom Beach is when you fail an operation attack, and it's the last operation, it's the last attack of the operation, and you have a chance to be the hero. And actually, no, even lower than that, I would say, is missing your operation attack and seeing the fact that your task force lost the op because of you. If you can think of something lower than that, please do let me know. But I think missing the op is probably the lowest of the low, but I'm open for your interpretations as well. Let's keep going. Please don't hit that mine. I probably should have spent the 5 GBE and cleared that mine. Yeah. My goodness. We're gonna flare that, and I'm gonna barrage this, and this, and this. Just awful. Awful, awful, awful. So only that one rocket launcher turn, so at least we're barraging the right thing. But man, at least we've also cleared all the mines. We've walked that path 3 times now and somehow still managed to find that last mine. I don't know how it wasn't cleared on our previous walks, but just bad. Bad, bad, bad. Turning into 4. This is how the crab, how you lose your gold or diamond or stone or whatever trophy, is you start to spiral out of control and miss obvious, simple, easy attacks. Okay. So we have set ourselves up for success. Ugh. Just when you thought you couldn't get low, you get a little bit lower. Whew, rock bottom. Are we there yet? I sure hope so, because there's nowhere to go but up from here, I hope. Now you'll notice my flare is slightly off to the right. I want my Zookas to get over to the right further, because there's still one mine lurking there, sort of. If we hit that mine, I'm just going to stop the stream and we're going to call it a day, because there's no reason for anyone to go anywhere near that mine. Let's throw 2 artillery on that mortar right there, just to be on the safe side. Flare the core. We're going to shock this. And we're going to have to shock back here, it looks like, as well. That rocket launcher did turn. We've got an extra one of those. Let's shock this rocket launcher before it melts our faces. That doom cannon is going to take some troops, but let's shock it now that we've got the shields down, because I really, really, really don't want to fail. Okay, stage 23, down in 4, which means that stage 23 plus stage 22 and we averaged 2 attacks for 21, 22, and 23, I think. 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus divided by 3. Yay, us. Math coming in for the win, saving our spirits. Stage 24, let's have a quick look. We are now at the 57-minute mark. We also wasted all sorts of time in the process. So, rocket launcher at shore, not a great thing. Well, how can we do this? Cryobomb, that will help us. Let's bring Everspark into this one and see if we can't do this in 2. We're going to aim for 2. If we get it in 1, bonus, but I really, really, really don't think that's going to happen. So, first of all, Cryobomb for the win. And then we're going to bring 1 boat of Zookas over into here, and that 1 boat of Zookas is hopefully going to pop that critter, which is going to get rid of that rocket launcher, and worst case, we're going to waste 1 boat of Zookas in the process, but we didn't actually even do that, so that's a good start. Things going well so far. We're also going to hopefully get these shields down in the process. We're going to get far, far from those mines. Let the critters take the abuse, hopefully. Okay, so good start. Not bad start anyways. We're going to clear this cryo bomb back here because of all the mines. Okay, far, far better than last time already. Uh-oh, let's back up. Let's back up. Critters about to be disintegrated. And let's walk all the way over into here. We have all sorts of GBE left. That's good, but there's a mine right there. Let's back up, back up, back up, back up the bus. And now get going. Okay. very, very much testing the boundaries of our smokes. It's going to be so close. There's nothing worse than having to back up your smoke. Okay, we're doing okay though. This is just a schmozzle. I don't know if that's actually a legitimate word or not, but we're going to try our best to get right about there in the hopes that we can do something magically delicious. Please hack target the shock launcher. What did you... Oh, you targeted the sniper tower? Really? That's not super helpful. But at least our Zukas are going to clear some good stuff in the process. Look at that. Sniper tower actually helping us a little bit, acting as a little bit of a shield. Rocket launcher hopefully going to target that. Let's get a shock out here, though. So, the sniper tower actually did help us for a second there because everything in that rocket launcher targeted the sniper tower. Not super, super awful. Let's get a shock. I mean, a smoke out here. And then a smoke out here. We might still have a solo going somehow, some way. I kind of doubt it. What do I want to do? Let's get a shock out. I think a shock. We either could have done a shock or a Everspark remote. Went with the shock just because it felt like that was probably the better answer. Medkit needed. Medkit needed. Medkit desperately needed. Another medkit needed. Still staying alive, almost with the solo. So, not bad at all. Pretty happy with that attack. We managed to get all the shields down. We're about to get this flamethrower down. And we've got the shore clear. So, pretty darn good. Not unhappy with that at all. Now, Everspark's just going to sit here and try and finish off the core. Not really going to happen, so let's just retreat, try and save ourselves a little bit of time in the process. Pretty happy with that, especially with that little tango move we made up here, or salsa I suppose it would be, like 2 forwards, 1 back. I think that's how salsa works. I have not salsa danced in a long time, so if I'm wrong, also please do lambaste me in the comments. We're going to walk all the way over here. This is going to be our last attack of the day. And actually, you know what? We'll see if I can solo 25. Regardless of what 25 looks like, we are going to attempt to solo it, even if it's just absolutely ridiculous. We will try to end on a... There's no point ending on what should be an easy finish. We're going to try to finish on a solo. If that happens or not, we don't know yet. We're going to walk over into here, trying to keep those ranges of those rocket launchers and shock launchers in mind. Everspark obviously walking faster than our Zukas as per always. Why I'm using Everspark, I don't really know. Probably should have gone with no hero. That's another decent tip, is sometimes using no hero is actually better because you don't have to worry about your smoke timers and your flare timers and all of those sorts of things. So, sometimes I would definitely consider in a situation like this, just leave your hero at home and you will actually get better results. So, Everspark, obviously going to get to that flare first and then turn towards the mortar. And then we're going to walk right to about there, hopefully keeping the... No, delay doesn't really matter because it's a shock launcher. Yuck. Did I shock things appropriately? Yes. Did I flare the core? I don't think I actually did. Now, Everspark, if you flare the core, she will still hack things. She can't shock the core, or do the core, obviously. She will still target the most damaged, so you can actually get away with flaring the core there and have her hacking things. A little bit of health for the Zukas. Stage 24, down, down, down. Let's see which hero we're going to use for stage 25. Hopefully finishing on a solo. Oh, look at that. We actually... Yeesh. Very, very unlikely solo at this point. Very, very unlikely solo. Let's see how much health. Actually, you know what? Maybe. So you're saying there's a chance. Lloyd Christmas coming in for the solo. Let's go. Stage 25. We are now at the hour 3 mark. And we're going to try to solo this. First thing we need to do is... We're going to go all the way back into this corner. I need to get rid of all of this sort of stuff. Right about in here. Trying to pick up some spare GBE in the process. Would really, really have liked it if this critter cryo bomb would have popped. We're going to try to get into here using not a good start. Not a good... You know what? Let's retreat. We're going to try this again. That was not how it was supposed to happen. Not planned well at all. So let's try this one more time. We're going to try for the solo. We'll do 20. We'll do 26 as well. Don't worry. So we're going to go like this, and we're going to do a smoke about there. I don't actually know where the lines on shore are for this one. If you have a drawing of where the lines on the shore... I made a better drop brick. We're not going to fit all our Zookas otherwise. Better throw a smoke there and a flare there. You can tell right away that I wasn't going to be able to fit all 8 of my boats underneath those 2 smokes. You can actually fit 9 boats fairly easily underneath 2 smokes. You just have to know where exactly your smokes need to go. And there are hinters and pointers, as I alluded to earlier. The lines on the shore are a great way to figure out where your smokes need to go. I believe smokes... I don't even remember how big smokes are now. I think they're 2.5 radius, I think. But you can figure that out fairly easily on your own. Just learn the size of smokes and you will do far, far better than if you don't. We only have enough GBE for 4 shocks, so we are about to get wrecked here, I think. Brick is dead. Of course Brick died, which means that we have no chance of doing this much damage. You need Brick to stay alive. If Brick doesn't stay alive, you're going to have a bad, bad time, because Battle Orders looks like it keeps going once Brick dies, and I just turned a solo into a 3-hit base. Not super awesome. Not super awesome at all. And that's how you lose your gold diamond statue, as I already mentioned previously. How many attacks do we have left? We have 30 attacks to get 15 stages, so which is actually means you get a free attack every time. So I actually have 3 attacks for every single stage, and I can still get a gold statue at this point. So things are still looking good for my HQ18 account for now. Once we get a little bit further along, the stages obviously start to take more and more attacks, more and more strategy. So I don't actually even know if it's even still possible, but we'll just say it is for now. Keep on trucking, get those Zookas walking, trying to get them skinny along that right side, but just not listening. They're just not quite walking where I'd like them to be. And then we're going to walk right into about there. The last time I walked a little bit too far, probably should have parked myself in that rocket launcher's blind spot, but I thought I would have a little bit more GBE. This time we should have enough for... Nope, we're still going to be 1 GBE short of enough shocks. So not ideal, but I think we can go 1, 2, 3. I think we can shock everything that way. Look at that. That's a better shock. So 3 shocks, all you need, as long as you're in that rocket launcher right there's blind spot. As long as you can get in that one's blind spot, you should be okay. The first one I walked too far. Don't walk to the corner. Dumb things happen. Okay, there we go. Let's try and solo 26 so I can be done, because we are at the hour 7 mark. Too much time. You know what? Look at that. You see that? We can get in behind and should be able to solo this. Please, come on. That's going to clear. We should be able to clear most of the mines using 2 artillery as well, which is a great, great start. That's a long walk. That is a very, very long walk. And now I should have brought Everspark with me, but I did not plan this terribly well. So, we're going to go from left to right. Hopefully getting all of our troops underneath our 2 smokes. You can tell we did a good smoke there because all of the troops were right on the edge. Don't fire. Ah, gross. I was really, really hoping that I could get out ahead of that. But at least our troops are walking nice and skinny, so we still have a chance to solo this. It is looking far less likely than before. There's going to be so many smokes to get back there is the problem. And this is why I like to simplify. I should have walked diagonal across that corner, but I didn't as well. Oh, we're going to have to find our best possible parking spot. I think right about there is the best place to go. but I think we can probably shock all of that stuff with one shock. I think. Yeah, we can. So I'm going to go like this. We're going to shock all of it, and then battle orders to get our troops running. Skip that last smoke. It will do you huge favors, because otherwise you're going to be wasting GBE on a smoke instead of on a shock. And that way your troops come out firing. And we are going to be so close to the solo on stage 26. Yeah, we should be all good. All the shields are gone. I was thinking there was shields somewhere else, but stage 26 solo, ending the stream on a high note. Let me know which troops you're using, what level you're at, what statue you're after, which trophy you're after. If you mess up the words statue and trophy, and when you expect the update to come. You think it's going to be in the next couple days, next couple weeks, next couple months? Totally, that one came out of nowhere, but just that's been sitting in the back of my mind as well. Anyways, that's all for me. I'm Team Oz, also known as Anon Moose or Zedmont. As always, thanks for coming in, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking that bell, downvoting, trolling, all that fun stuff. Anyways, thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace!